Hi guys, it's V and welcome to my channel. So today we're gonna start Onyx Storm. So wish me luck, okay? And remember, this video is going to be full of spoilers. So if you haven't read it, just go read it and come back, okay? And also, I'm preparing this video because it's gonna be like 2 years until we have the fourth one. So I like to have these kind of videos so I can watch them before reading the next one. So yeah, let's see how this book goes. So I'm still on the fucking prologue, okay? But I'm thinking there has to be a way of undoing what happened to Shaden. And yeah, it has. I mean, it has to be a way. Like, this cannot be forever. And if it is forever, there has to be a way to be controlled. So, yeah. So Violet went to where they have Jack, and Shaden is there, but he doesn't know that she's there. So she's thinking to herself, and she goes, Shaden is mine, my heart, my soul, my everything. He channeled from the earth to save me, and I'll scour the world until I find a way to save him right back. Even if it takes bringing in Wistikaris for access to every book on the damned continent, or capturing dark wielders one by one to question, I'll find a cure. And that's why I love her, because she would do anything for him, and he would do the same for her, and that's why I love them so much. He's like, when he tunneled from the earth, that left the red ring, but now his eyes are back to normal. But he can do that again, or search for more power. Would be, that would be addictive. And yeah, but he just did it once. Like, there has to be a way around this. Anyway, I will try anything. I'm not even in the fucking story, but I feel like I'm there. So we need to do that, okay? Even though Tyrion is afraid because he doesn't want Violet to have false hope, but Shaden means everything to her. So, yeah, they kind of have to save him. At this point, I don't even know why I'm surprised, but yeah, now they don't have to be worried about the venom outside Pasgaya because they have some of them in. Of course, we're not talking about Jack because he is locked, and it's not Shaden because he will never. But yeah, there are another venom. Those who Jack let into the sky. So, and we are on fucking chapter 2. I haven't even started chapter 2. Okay. Can we take a fucking break from this? I need the action to stop for a little bit. Just 10 chapters, maybe, please. So Shaden is continuously saying, that he has changed, that he's not himself. And Violet goes, do you love me? And he goes like, what kind of question is that? And she goes, do you still love me? And Shaden goes, I could reach the rank of Maven, lead armies of dark wielders against everyone we care for, and watch every vein in my body turn red as I channel all the power in the continent, and I would still love you. What I did doesn't change that. I'm not sure anything can. And she's like, see, you're still you. He, in a way, wants her to give up on him, but he doesn't deserve that. He doesn't deserve just, I don't know, to be abandoned like that. She loves him for everything he is. So, of course, she's not gonna surrender and take that defeat, you know? She's going to save him. So, Basgayat is a fucking mess because they have no leader. Because, of course, Shaden could be the one leading them, but he's not a cadet anymore, so yeah, he cannot. So, Dane is like arguing with Aura, and that bitch, I hate her. Like, you cannot be proud of being first wing when you had fucking Jack Barlow. So whatever. The thing is that she wants to fight fourth wing's strongest. So she figures it's fucking Dane. And then of course it is valid. So she goes. Um because she is telling them like they deserted, so they need to be marked as, you know, deserted. So Violet goes, rebel is so outdated. We prefer the term revolutionary, and if you're going to wield, then it's me you'll be dealing with, and that's my woman. What do you mean that a shadow wielder and a lightning wielder? I don't know what I said. A shadow wielder and a lightning wielder have not coexisted since the Great War. And they have been fucking love. And now Shaden is banning. I mean, they have to win, but that Shaden thing has to be fucking figured out. Because I. No. Because that scene with where they try to do things because they forgot what happened. And Shaden almost took power from Violet. Yeah. And he stopped himself. I mean, he made the choice to stop. So, fuck. I mean, I'm asking too much in chapter 4. Okay, I'm expecting too much right now. But I need that solved. And I don't know why, but I feel that will not be solved in this book. Maybe not even in the following one. So, yeah. What do you mean that the king gave Shaden Tyrandor? And he doesn't want it. And he made Violet promise that if he loses what makes him him, she'll fire the alarm. Fuck. Why am I feeling this book is gonna be worse than Iron Flame? I mean, at this point, I just, you know, I need an emotional break, you know? Am I going to stop? No, I don't. I'm not, you know. We know that at this point, but a break would be appreciated, Rebecca, and just living alive for at least 10 chapters. But you're not gonna give me that. So, yeah. So, what Mira and Violet planned to, you know, bring to the assembly, yeah, they said no. So, the plan B is betrayers. So, yeah, I mean, we are chapter 7, and treason is on the table. So amazing. I have a lot to say. I hate General Aegis because now he's the general. I mean, what the fuck? Second, she got his way, her way. Sorry. So yeah, she is not gonna be condemned for treason, but General Aetius, uh, he's going to bring the Iron Squad to the front. Yeah, for that's his way of punishing her and the ones she cares for, because uh, this is amazing. I mean, can these get worse? You know what? I'm not gonna say that out loud. I mean, I did, but I'm not gonna say that again because it can be worse. And I fear it's gonna be worse. Okay, so I need someone to tell me how the fuck Garrick appeared there in such a short time. And of course, Shaden is behind that. But the thing is, how? How he did that? How did he do that? Like, yeah. And also, what do you mean they walked into a fucking trap? Because um, these wyvern venom thing, they targeted Marin's family just to get to Valet. So yeah, they killed her parents and left the boys, but just so they could ask her, like, because the question that what was her name? Um, let's see if I back I Theophany. Okay, this woman, to call her something, she goes, now tell me, which chose you first? The one who gifted you the power of the sky, or the Irid? Why is that important? Because the only signet that has been manifested was Tyrian's. So why is that fucking important? I'm sorry, what do you mean? Recovered correspondence of His Grace, Lieutenant Shaden Ryerson, 16th Duke of Tyrandor, to Cadet Valet Sorengale. You might be angry when you realize I didn't wake you to say goodbye, but it's only because I no longer fully trust my ability to walk away. Um, and yeah, chapter 12, I haven't read it yet, but you know, I feel like this is going to be interesting, to say the least. Shaden goes, I would have killed anything and anyone in that moment to reach you. No exceptions. I would have channeled every ounce of power beneath my feet without hesitation if it would have landed me at your side. If I'd been there, beyond the guards, I would have drained the very earth to its core to keep you safe. I love this man. I love this man. But also, what do you mean? All the marked ones have two signets? Liam, gilded eyes, and Garrick is a distance wielder? What do you mean? All the dragons that bounded them knew what they were doing. Okay, okay, they wanted them to be the most powerful ones. Okay. And also, what do you mean? Venom can fucking have signets or something like that. Because Theophany, I think that was her name, she could wield lightning. What do you mean? This is getting more complicated and I don't like that. I don't like this one fucking bit. So a lot happened again. So Shaden found out that the only way to be close to Violet is to become a professor in Basgath. But that that violates the codex. So yeah, Violet's like, so we're broken up. And he's like, the fuck we are. So Violet goes, we live by the codex. And Jaden goes, I live by you. When have I ever given a fuck about the codex or the code of conduct? I am yours, and you are mine. And there's no law or rule in this world or the next that will change that. I don't know what happens with Shaden is in this fucking book, but I love him even more than before. So, yeah. And he's on professor mode. Okay, and this reminds me so much of Lance Orion from Zodiac Academy, but I love this. I mean, this dynamic, you know? And Rita goes because he's fighting. Okay, Shaden is fighting because he's teaching the class, you know, things about their weakness in their segment and things like that. And Rita goes, I'm either completely in love with your boyfriend or utterly terrified of him. Not sure of the moment. And Kat goes, both. You can be both. Trust me. So this fucking woman, okay, goes, like, he's not my boyfriend. And she then goes, by in the bond, you know, agreed. That's far too casual a term for what we are. I love him. And then, fuck, Shaden and Violet are fighting. Okay, because they have to fight on the mat. So he's like teaching her like how to sense him, and he's like, you are the only one. So Violet goes, why only me? And he goes, you need to be able to find me. And she repeats, why only me? And he goes, because you're the only one capable of killing me. That's not going to happen. Okay, Shaden, shut the fuck up. I love you, but shut the fuck up. You're not dying. Because I am dying if you do. Okay? Okay. So, Violet had to take his father's research from the colonel's Ato's room because, of course, she didn't think about take it out of her. So yeah, Dane had to do that, and he gave it to Yesenia so she could give it to Violet. But the thing is that the book has a 6-letter like password. So yeah, and the book says something along the lines of first love is irreplaceable. What? Just don't mind me. So yeah, maybe, I mean, if it's 6 letters, could be valid, like, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's something more complicated than that. We don't know. So yeah, let's see. But they are going north for looking for Andarna's breed. But the thing is that she has a gut feeling that she had to go south. So I don't know why, but it feels like north would be trouble. So yeah. What do you mean that she was with Prince Holden and he cheated on her with his professor, if I'm not mistaken? Um, yeah. And he came to ask her to have a dinner with them and to ask if she and Ryerson were a thing. The fuck? And she goes, if you're asking if I'm in love with him, then the answer is wholeheartedly yes. So yeah. And he wants to apologize because he cheated on her 3 years ago, and he goes to touch her hair, and shadows appear. And yeah, this reads: shadows blast straight through the guards and hit Holden in the chest like a battering ram, sending the Crown Prince of Navarre flying backward, straight into the rock wall. Shit. That's my man. That was Shaden, and I love him for that. But this is gonna cause trouble, you know? You don't touch her. So I love him. Every fucking word that, you know, like goes out of his mouth, I love him even more than before. Like, he goes, let's get three things straight, Your Highness. First, I have remarkable hearing thanks to the shadows at your very feet. Second, I don't control Violet, never have, never will. But third, and most importantly, she really, honestly, hasn't thought about you. At least not since the second she set eyes on me. The way I love him, it's not even funny. I love him. Like, fuck. This man can be caught in her room, and he goes, did you love him? And she's like, someone's going to see you. And he's like, did you love him? She goes after that, you're actually jealous. And he goes, yes, love, I'm jealous. Fuck, he called her love again. Okay, but, hear me out. He goes, I'm jealous of the armor that holds you when I can't, the sheets on your bed that caress your skin every night, and the blades that fill your hands. So, when the prince of our realm walks into my classroom and starts talking to the woman I love with what can only be considered intense familiarity, and then has the audacity to ask her out right in front of me, naturally, I'm going to get jealous. Yeah, and he goes, I told you I'd feel jealous, and then I'd kick his ass. I might have turned, but I'm still a man of my word when it comes to you. And she goes, you're Shaden Ryerson, Shadow Wielder, Duke of Darendor, love of my life. You have nothing to be jealous of. Yeah, and then she puts his hand on her heart, and he goes, this will only ever be yours. You could leave me or even meet Malek, and it still would be. I've made my peace with knowing there's not getting over you. So yeah. And her father left her a note, and the do you mean the password, if I remember correctly, was Amarcy or something like that. So yeah, she got that correctly, but that note said that she had to go to Debrali, and she thinks he knew some way that Andarna was going to be with her, so that might be connected to Andarna. So yeah, that's what we know right now. So yeah, what do you mean? I mean, what do you mean? Like, Theophany knew, like, they were going there? Why? I mean, that was weird because she knew that she was looking for answers and she knew that they would go there. Is there like someone of them is reading information? What the fuck? Violet goes, do you want me to sit out here with you? And Shaden goes, when you clearly need to rest. No, love. Though I appreciate the offer, it's hard to explain, but I'm just going to take a little time to myself to soak in this view. Can you feel it? And he's talking about his heartbeat. And she goes, it's slower. And Shaden goes, there's no magic here, no power, no lure, not taunting reminder that I can save everyone if I just reach for it and take what's offered. It's only peace. And Violet thinks, for the first time since vetting the luminary, I seriously debate Chikaris's offer. She would do anything for him to feel normal again. But yeah. And I'm a sucker for him calling her love. Just out of the blue. Out of the blue, sorry. So yeah. I mean, this fucking scene. I'm gonna read this to you, okay? So, I think it's Narelle, the one that goes, okay, that says this, but she goes like, I heard you saying you'd kill my grandson if he took another step toward your beloved young man. How illogically, toxically romantic of you. Have to admit, that kind of confident violence isn't what I pictured when Asher talked about you. But the brown hair, those, I guess they're brown eyes, and how utterly smitten he predicted you two would eventually be for each other? Well, he described you almost perfectly, Danatos. That was fucking Jaden. Okay. And I, I love this, okay? Um and Dane goes to Violet. How would you like this to go? And Shaden goes, just like it's gone for the last 18 months. Everyone assumes she'll wind up with you, but it's my last name she ends up wearing on her flight jacket information. Violet goes, seriously? Like, and then goes, glad to see you're feeling like yourself again, but we don't have last names on our flight jackets. And Shaden goes, and yet you get the fucking point. Narelle is like, what the fuck? And she goes, you aren't Dane. And Shaden was like, and Dane goes, I'm Dane. And Narelle goes, and he is. And Violet goes, Shaden Ryerson. And he's mine, even when he's being a possessive ass. I love him. I mean, I cannot, okay, like, stop loving him. I cannot at this point. I mean, no. Chapter 25 was intense, you know? Yeah. But I don't know why they always come after. So, um, Dane goes, a messenger came. King Gurlin has decided to keep Holland. And Shaden goes, too fucking bad for Holden. Of course, Shaden is the only aristocrat they allow to go. So, yeah, he and Violet are going to go there, but it was so funny. Like, the fuck? You can keep him. I don't want him near Violet. He's so possessive. I love him. I'm sorry. What? What do you mean? I mean, um, Shaden goes, I am Shaden Ryerson, the Duke of Tyrendor. And the guard goes, and you are looking at Violet. She goes, shit. And Shaden goes, my consort, Violet, serving you. That's the hardest thing he could do. I am obsessed with him. So she goes, concert? We aren't married. And fucking Shaden smirks. The fucking audacity of this man. And he goes, I've noticed, but girlfriend is missing that permanent tone. I mean, yeah, he claimed you. Like, he hasn't married you, but he wants you. I mean, you're his. And that's the end of that discussion. I swear, I'm in love with this man. So Gartling goes, Navarre or Tyrannor? Lie, and this discussion is over. We've fared quite well without the continent. And Shaden goes, Violet. My loyalty is to Violet, first above everything, everyone else. Then Tyrannor, then Navarre, in the moments it's worthy, usually when Violet is in residence. You're joking. He didn't. He said that. And he felt every fucking word. Fuck, I love him. Chapter 27 was wild. Like, wild. So they were attacked and they were 12-2. And they were fighting to kill, the guards. So Shaden did what he had to do. And he had a red string on his eyes. And she was like, trust me. She made tearing bring scale the fastest and nearest he could. And she forced the deal, so now they have the deal that they came from for. Sorry. So yeah, the thing here is that they asked for information about Andarna's breed, and she gifted them Andarna's shell. So yeah, and she just she she said like, I am sorry, but I'm not at the same time. And she's like, I love you, I'll see you in Bisgayas in a week. So yeah, so he's back to normal and no one knows what happened. So yeah. Fuck, I mean, I get why he did it, because he could do anything for her. But yeah, fuck, I don't want him to suffer this. Can we just cure him? Please, a fucking miracle now, for example? That would be great. So yeah, and the condition is that Holden cannot step into Danville again in his life. So yeah, Violet said, yeah, okay, that's fine. So yeah. So Eric just revealed who he was to his brother, because he's tired of Holden and he would get them like killed because he cannot control his temper. So yeah, now the prince that they are flying with, it's Eric. So yeah, that was a shock, but yeah, it's okay. He's a writer, so he'll be fine. You better, Rebecca. If you kill one of them, I swear I will throw hands. I'm sorry. What do you mean? When they are in Umbre, I think that's the name. All of them have silver hair. Who was her father? Um, there's something fishy. Who is she? What is she? I'm starting to doubt a lot of things that, I know. So, huh, this is weird. It's not gray, it's not white, it's silver. And Tyrion, sorry. Cold's violet, silver one. Is that why Andarna chose her? Huh, weird. Um, Mom? Shaden's mother? You're joking. You are fucking joking. No, like, no. So, of course, Shaden's relationship with his mother is like, troubled to say the least, because she has two kids. Yeah, she not only abandoned him, but, she has a whole new family. So, yeah, that's why she never came back. We don't really know what happened with his father and all that, but whatever. And yeah, he said that he understands why the Venom want to do what they do, and it's not only because of the power, but for the freedom of not feeling the pain. So, yeah, that fuck. I don't want him in pain. And she, Velvet, told him like he could give her anything he was feeling. So yeah, she says, I will hold everything you don't want to feel because I love every part of you. Yeah. And he said, you already hold my soul and now you want my pain. I love them, but I don't want to see them fucking, in pain and going through this. So yeah, I swear, if Garrick doesn't make it, this bitch is dead. I would kill her. Like, yeah, I'll murder her in cold blood after torturing her. Like, how like, you're a piece of fucking shit. You deserve anything, anything bad that goes your way. Mark my fucking words, Talia. Garrick has been poisoned, and it was Talia's husband. I don't care about them. But what do you mean that the cook slides his knife into Redux side? At this point, you're fucking joking. I am dumb, you know. I don't believe that because they need to make it out alive. And if they don't, all of them, I'm gonna die. you know? So they both are gay. So that's amazing. And they have an alliance because Violet outsmarted them. So, yeah, I am proud of her, to say the least. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, Traeger and Scylla? What do you fucking mean? I don't like this one fucking bit. So they found out the Ariad. I mean, no, they were fine. They were found by them. So yeah, I um, this is gonna be interesting. So yeah, I mean, I'm on chapter 41, so I have like 20 more chapters, 25, something like that. So I don't know why, but I can feel things are going to, you know, get bad in a way. I don't know if now or in a couple of chapters, but yeah. And I don't want to find out that there's no cure for Shaden because I don't want that, you know? There has to be a way. She has to find a way. So you're telling me the Irid left Andarna there so she could found find them and tell them that the humans have evolved and they don't use magic as a power anymore, like to hurt things. And they said something along the lines of that dragons give this signet, like they choose what kind of power they want to give the rider. And they were testing Violet through Andarna, and they said she failed because what? Violet defended Andarna through fucking everything? I am not understanding how they think because they want peace. I get that. But this is not what they think this is. So, yeah, it's weird. And then they look to Andarna and they go, and you, our very hope, have handed this human something far more dangerous to wield, haven't you? What is that? I am clueless at this point because so we know nothing. Like really, we know nothing about all of this. I mean, what? And then how do you? I mean, how you dare saying that Violet used Andarna? She never did that. She only took the power she needed from Andarna to save everyone. She never did it to be more powerful herself. Nothing like that. So either we are mistaken or they are. So what the fuck? And what is that fucking power? I mean, what do you mean they called Shaden an abomination? He's not. There's no fucking cure. Because the idea said that the what's happening to their soul is that he's dying, you know, when they wield the magic from the earth, their souls start dying until they are completely dead. So yeah. And now Redok knows the truth. And he said, fine, you've got one chance to come clean and tell me what the actual fuck is going on. Yeah. Because they hid the truth from everyone because they were looking for a fucking cure. And yeah, fuck. And also, they said that Andarna failed them and she's not worthy of coming with them and being teach by them and things like that. So yeah. I I don't want to read anymore because I'm hurting. There has to be a fucking way of winning this because they don't want to win. I mean, they want peace, and in order to achieve peace, they have to fight the war. So, fuck. In the end, I like maybe you deserve to be exterminated, and maybe your offsprings would be the ones who deserve to be saved. Everything's a fucking mess. I think it's so difficult to read because Briddock said that they had to tell this to Sawyer, Rhiannon, and Tessinia. And Briddock is talking to Shaden, and he goes, I'm still pissed. And Shaden goes, you should be. And I'm making sure Ballet's capable of killing me when the time comes. If it's between her and me, I choose her. Kill the other guy I become. I don't want to read this because there has to be a way. What do you mean? What do you mean? Suniva fell to Dark Wielders, and now Queen Mariah is dead. Is anything gonna go right for one fucking time? I mean, I need things to be good, at least for once, because this is a fucking mess. I love this. Is through the bond, they are in class, okay? And through the bond, Violet says, sometimes I forget just how nearly perfect Bodhi is at everything. And Shaden goes, he's my cousin. Of course, he's exceptional. And Violet goes, just like you, but without the arrogance. Maybe I fell for the wrong. And he interrupts her and he goes, it would be a shame to kill my last living relative. Jealous Matt, Shaden. So, for his birthday, Violet gifted him a black metal wrist cuff. That's Onyx. And there was a flat rectangular stone, and that was a piece of the Darnet on top of Ryerson House. And she goes, you mentioned it needed repairs, and I asked Brennan to have that made for you from one of the broken pieces. When things get shitty, I hope you can look down at it and imagine us sitting there together when this is all over. That's the vision I'm going to cling to, you and me, holding hands, looking over the city. And now feeling Alex is here because um the guards are filing, and she was like, I'll be in Arisha in a month. This was not necessary. And he said, and if I was sure we'd have a month, I would have waited. I think I've been through enough. I don't need this again. So yeah, and without the help of the Ariad, yeah, this fuck, this is a mess. So Lynx manifested shadows because magic knows that he is no longer a writer. So Lynx is the balance. So yeah, and they are not talking, they are arguing. And she goes, stay, please, because civilians are taken into Draenor because everything's a fucking mess. And yeah, so she goes, stay, please, please stay with me. Fight for the future that's beyond all this. 66 days, right? And he goes, I told you, control is just prolonging the inevitable. Maybe stability is a fool's hope. And she goes, you can't give up. I don't care if Lynx manifested shadows. You have to fight. If you won't do it for yourself, then do it for me. And she continues, what happens to me if you turn? What happens to Tyrion and Sigale if you give in? Do Benin can get once a week visits? Does their bond survive your turning? Does ours? You and I are tethered for life, shaded by Orson. Am I expected to turn with you? Is that the only way you keep our dragons alive if you give up? And she goes again, stay or meet me in Arabia. The man I love stays. He fights. He's giving up. He's giving up. This is so painful because he doesn't deserve this. Of all people, he was the only one that didn't deserve this after all he's been through. Fuck. I I don't want to read anymore. And um on chapter 47, this is a nightmare to read because I get it. It's gonna be 5 books, but we're on the third, and this is a nightmare, and the fourth one will be a nightmare as well. I just need Violet to find a fucking cure. Fuck. So Jaden hasn't given up. So yeah. But Brennan cannot mend him. So that means that he's a little more gone than Jack when along took him in. And also Sawyer could ride Lee. So yeah, I love that. I needed Sawyer to feel normal. And he feels a little better, so I love him. Shaden is in Arisha, and he's on day 73. okay? Because he's counting about, the days he can go without wielding and things like that, based on value. Okay, so the thing is, he goes, we were beyond the guards, but I didn't reach for any form of power because even in that state, I knew it could take me back to day zero. And day zero doesn't give me you. I crawled my way back to myself and left. Yeah. And after that, he goes, even when I'm not entirely me, wherever I am, still craves you, needs you, only wants you. And he goes, if I loved you in the way you deserve to be loved, I'd ignore that you're the only form of peace I've ever known and put 1,000 miles between us because stable still isn't whole. Yeah, the only condition he has is that she doesn't touch him, sorry. So he doesn't lose control because he needs the control to not go back to day zero. So, yeah. And then they're about to do something. Okay. I mean, they are doing stuff, but they are about to have sex. And he changes his mind. And he starts doing another thing. And she goes like, shit, what the? And he goes, I'm worshipping this man. I swear, this man. He didn't lose control. But those 2 chapters, I mean, fuck. They were, you know, hot. 48 and 49. Amazing. Amazing. The whole time that she had these nightmares, I thought there was something off. But the latest one that she had, she she was in somehow she was in Shaden's mind. She was in his dreams. I mean, she was him. Is this what's going on? Is she an intensic or is she someone who can see things like an oracle or something like that? What power does she have as her second signet? Huh. Yeah. She's a dream wheeler. So that's a form of intrinsic. Maybe she developed when she was, wishing she could know what was going on with Andarna and things like that. So yeah, because the signets is like they manifest what you need the most. So yeah, so it's not just Shaden because all the nightmares he had were the ones that she was manifesting, but also she managed to feel the same in Marin's nightmares. So yeah, and now they are under attack because of course everything has to be a fucking mess. And the thing is that the latest dream, the sage wanted Shaden to deliver Violet, and we know he would never do that. So yeah, everything's a fucking mess. So we just I don't know if I want to finish the book or I want to, read the other three or two that they're not out. And, and this with, having the whole truth and knowing that my pain would be, would end up in something good. But, there's only, there are only three books out, and I have like what, 10 chapters of the third book. So I don't want to be in pain anymore, but I am feeling that something very bad is coming their way. So yeah. Uh, I need answers. Do you mean the Irids feel the guards? They came and they are all alright. But what do you mean that Theophany was one of the priestess of June? What do you mean? Who, how? How? I mean, why? I knew that Leothan was, on their side, but they made a decision in the Irids name that was not helping them. So why are they here? Fuck. What do you mean? So the Irid came, Leothan was there. And he wants Andana to go with them to learn the way of their people and choose if she wants to stay with them or come back to the Raiders. But that's gonna take her years, and Leothan is like, he's part of her family. So yeah. So Violet knows that if she stays, she's not gonna be happy because she would feel like something's missing because she didn't go with them. So Violet goes, I love you and I want you to feel complete. I want you happy and safe and thriving. I want you to live, even if it's not with me. And because Darren was the first one to speak to her at threshing, she can break the connection. So Andana broke their connection. And her life depends on Darren. So she goes to herself, I exist. I exist for Darren, but I live for Shaden. And they're like, what happened? And she said, she's gone. And Darna is gone. She needs to come back. She has to choose to come back when she has the knowledge. Fuck. So she's grieving, and it's complicated, and she now understands why writers die when the town dies, because you feel so lost that if daring couldn't ground her, she would have, died because she felt empty. So yeah. So the fuck? Only crying. Fuck. Whatever. The thing here is that now Mira knows about um Shaden because the priestess was telling her that her heart would turn dark for the right reasons. And they thought, I mean, Mira thought that Violet was going to turn Brennan. And Shaden went like, no, I'm her heart. Don't, think like that because I was the one who turned Brennan for her to save Basgaya. And to save her, actually, not Basgaya. So, yeah, she tried to kill Shaden, and Violet was in between them. So, yeah, everything's a mess right now. So, yeah, I need this book to end because I need to stop feeling like I I'm losing a part of myself. Yeah, I feel like Violet right now because I need them to be okay. I mean, all of them. And everything keeps going worse and worse and worse. And I don't know. I'm living this like it is me who's suffering. So yeah. Do you mean Tiffany has Mira and Violet? Some I don't know. I don't know how she did that, but in some way she realized she was on Shaden's dream, so she separated herself from him and she became like a part of the dream. And the sage said, either you come or she dies. And she was like, who dies? Who's she? And now Garrick is at their doorstep saying that Theophany has Mira. And if Bodhi and Violet, if they don't go there, Mira dies. And the thing is, why Bodhi? Why fucking Bodhi? Yeah, I don't know. For a second, I thought Mira died. But that couldn't be. Because, yeah, that couldn't be true. So, yeah, I don't know why Tiffany wants Violet to turn. I don't understand. There has to be something, but they wanted Jack. What does Jack know that they won't allow them to know? I mean, this is war, and I get that, but what information can possibly have? I mean, there has to be something valuable. And yeah, so they have to stick to the plan. So they made Violet choose one objective, and she has to kill Theophany. Because if she didn't have a goal, she would like put her life in danger and walk into a trap because Theophany knows who she is. I mean, the kind of person she is. So yeah, that would mean walk into a trap. So yeah. So Violet and Bodhi are there, and she said to Shaden, "Come back to me," and he said, "Only to you." Why do I feel like something is going to go very wrong? I cannot shake that feeling. One, Tiffany is not a lightning wielder. She's a storm wielder, like Violet's mother. And why the fuck chapter 61 is Rihanna's point of view? I'm missing something. I don't know what yet. And the only thing I know right now is that Brody, he's safe, okay? But let me keep reading. Okay, I need to. Someone has to tell me. By the way, I remembered I called Brody, so forget that. But the thing is, chapter 61 was Rhiannon's POV, 62 was Violet's, and now 63 is Imogen's. Is Rebecca trying to just paint the whole picture, or I don't know. I feel like something's going to happen. I don't know what. So Bodhi came back because he makes his own choices, even though, he promised Shaden that he would be safe. Yeah, I mean, it's not like part of Bodhi's character to just stay out of a fight. So whatever. So yeah, Mia, it's okay. Tannen is okay. And Violet and Taryn are after Theophany because she has to remember she has one objective and she cannot be worried about Shaden and the others. There's 3 chapters left. Let's see how I end up at the end of this book. Queen? It had to be Queen. Fuck. I didn't even finish chapter 63. What's more to come? Like, fuck. I cannot take this. Fuck. Lorna's back. And she killed Tiffany because Arik is a precognition. And he knew what was going to happen. It's not like Melgren. Because he can see everything. He knew she would need the dagger from Dune. And that's what killed Tiffany. Because she had Sigale. That means she did. And then Darna was there. And she killed her so she couldn't touch Darna. She couldn't touch. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Yeah. I'm gonna read chapter 65. And I'll see you. I'm sorry, what do you mean? Shaden. Shaden's POV. Really? Okay. This is going to be funny. But the thing is, he was dead. Berwin was dead. The sage was dead. You're joking at this point. I'm sorry, but he cannot. So he could save game. Even though she told him that. And then she goes, and you think she'll help? She then said she loves me. And she goes, Jane does not, and you haven't looked in a mirror yet. The red veins branching from your eyes look like her lightning. And he goes, she'll help. She promised. And Sergei goes, even if she agrees, no one will. And Shaden goes, someone owes me a favor. And Sergei goes, he'll never let you near her, especially when she lies in a vulnerable state. Is she hurt? Yes, but she will survive. They have completed the guards, but they extend no farther than Dreyfus. And he thought to himself, that's good, but fuck, I don't know. What even am I? Hers. And she then goes, persuade Tyrion. As the game goes, we will ask, and her decision will determine our fate. We know Violet will never give up on him. But fuck. I'm sorry, but what? What do you mean? Like, she has a ring? She's been missing for 12 hours? And Garrick's missing? And Brennan goes, it's an official blessing of your legal binding marriage by the head priestess of Dune's temple. She goes, to Shaden. And Brennan nods, so she's married to Shaden. And she doesn't remember a fucking thing. And Brennan goes, I think the note on the outside is meant for you. And in Shaden's handwriting, it says, don't look for me. It's yours now. And then she just looks, just is looking at Imogen again, and she goes, what did you do? And she goes, what you asked me to. What the fuck happened? You cannot end this like that. You cannot. What? I cannot think right now. What the fuck happened in 12 hours? So guys, this is the end of the vlog. I mean, fuck. Of course, I give this book a 5-star rating. I mean, I could never give it less. But fuck, I wish I had the 4th one with me. So yeah, this is the end of the vlog. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!